Hey guys, so at the time I didn't realize that Assault Meliodas got delayed because I recorded this like 9 hours beforehand. But it's still a good video because it shows what teams, you could potentially build about him. And we don't know what day he got delayed to just yet. So this is still, it shows some of the counter teams at the end. I talk about a few of them. Only a few. It could potentially work. I don't exactly know because we have a different meta on JP, so I can't exactly tell you what would work and what wouldn't work. It's just speculation of what could work, and we wouldn't know until he actually releases the global before the 1. Anyways, let's continue on to the video, shall we? Hey guys, Argus here. So, with what I got going on, if you do decide to summon Assault Mode, no one's really going to judge you, really. That's what everyone's saying. In this video, I just want to talk about like the most common team you'll see, and probably team if you do want to summon, try to get him, what probably the team you're going to build. There's two different versions of the team, right? There's there's like the ult first version, which is probably like the best version for ungeared. And in geared, ult rush is pretty good, still. The ult rush is still good, but there's also like the commander version, which you kind of want your opponents to hit you for because of Meliodas' passive. So Assault Mode is his passive is all allies are demons or with commandments, so that like Droll and Glocksu in the team, right? You increase his stats by 5%, not just basic, all stats, and increase defense-related stats of all enemies by 15% for 2 turns. And it's limited by 5 times, right? Then you have his first card, which is an AoE Rupture card. So, Goddess Liz. Goddess Liz shield gets affected by this. Really nice. It also crits a lot, which is good. His second one is an Amplified single target. His ult increases his basic stats by 50% for 3 turns, and it's an AoE as well. This is a really strong ult, by the way. And you only need to set like 1 out of 6 to work. So basically you ult rush with this and you just destroy with this, right? And the reason why, this team is going to be so powerful now is because, you have Meliodas and him, you get to kill both. You can't just kill one. That's why the 1 is so strong, because the 1 literally just does hundreds of thousands of damage with a single card. It's amazing. If you want to build him and you want to get him, his main team you're probably going to see, because this is the main team we see in JP, right? You have Blue Droll. Blue Droll, he is a taunt unit, which is what you want, a taunt unit, and then of course he's a petrified unit. And his passive, whenever you do attack Meliodas, it gives him a resistance buff. So it's his command you're going to be using. And you want to be using red Meliodas, not blue, red, because of her passive. Basically, her passive is that, if an ally is going to die, it's one time only. They get kept alive for 3 turns or until Meliodas is dead. Whichever one comes first. And she can't die unless you kill her. Or unless you actually kill her on your turn. Because if you do a lot of damage to her and you don't kill her, she has this second card right here. This just heals her up no matter what at level 1. So you have to fully take her out, which Sariel's here. And yeah. Of course, in the back, you probably, if you're doing ult rush, you'll be seeing Merlin in the back. His passive, if you have Merlin in the back, his passive still works and is affected, which is good. And she's just there to, give you extra ult gauge. You're probably using ult gauge food more than likely. Zildjiss, if you're not using ult rushing, you're probably going to have Zildjiss in the back, right? Because of his passive. His passive is a big fucking buff to everyone on the field because there's going to be so many commandments out. With just your team, you're going to be 18%, which is really, really nice. Now, of course, there are other units you'll probably be seeing. You'll probably see a version that has Assault Mode, you have Blue Droll, and probably see Green Estarossa with Red Zildjiss in the back. Estarossa is also a taunt unit. He's a really, really good unit as well. His level 3 taunt's really good. You could also, I've also seen as a JP a few times. Where is he at? Glocks. I think it's Red Gloxinia. Let's see here. Yeah, Red Gloxinia. Because this takes care of Lost Fang. This, because the biggest team right now in JP you're going to see is a Gluter type team. Because, Goddess Liz. It's Goddess Liz, Green Gother, and then it's the 1 Escanor. That's the usual team you see over that one. And then, of course, if you're an ungeared, you see a lot of Assault Meliodases. And geared, from my experience, and from other experience, when I've seen from the people I know that play geared a lot, because I don't, I play mostly ungeared, is that you don't see Assault Mode in geared that often. You just must see him, you know, an ungeared, usually ult rushing, killing on turn 2, because his ult, even on level 1, hits so hard, and if it doesn't kill everyone, you get that 50% buff with whatever buffs else you have from your passive, and you just destroy. With Glocks, you can limit them to rank 1 skills, and, you know, when the hero skills are ranked up, fills ultimate engagement additional 1 orb. But, oh, that's Glocks, but that's for Glocks, right? And you can ult rush the Glocks as well, and Glocks is a ruin. And, you know, 30% increased damage per debuff. Well, Meliodas' passive applies debuffs. If it applies 5 debuffs to each person, that increases their defense as a defense related as a defense. It's defense related with 15%. That stacks. So that's what? 75%? If I did my math right, 75% decrease. So, and it's 5 different, you know, debuffs. This does a lot of damage to one enemy. Commandment of repose is not that good. You're mostly going to use Joel's commandment because of the buffs. And then, of course, his second card is a King Kill card. And as we know, not King Kill card, it's level, his rank 1 is King's Hill card. His rank 2 is Lilia's Hill card, right? And then, of course, his rank 3 grants debuff immunity. It's a really good heal card. Really nice. You know, you'll see, you can use, those are multiple routines. Usually, the 2 core members you're going to see is Meliodas and Blue Troll. Blue Troll because of his commandment, you know, taunting and taking a petrify. He also increases allies' attack by 3% of every buff applied to him. So he's also giving a big buff to everyone as well. So him and Red Zeldris combined together, giving everyone a big buff. Meliodas just go burr. These are the probably teams you're going to be seeing. Of course, majority people, unless you like are really, really love Velasco as a character, you probably don't have UR gear from Velasco because, you know, Velasco is not a unit you will UR gear before anyone else. So you probably won't be playing this team in gear that much unless you go through with the UR gear because a lot of people have them for Joel. A lot of people, majority of people have a set for Meliodas. I personally use attack crit, but I can see attack defense working as well. Velasco people won't have one for. Merlin, typically everyone will have one for if you've been doing UR gear. And then Glocks, no. Glocks is also one of those units you won't be having it for. Esterosa as well, because there's a lot of other units as well. And Zeldris, I can see still a lot of people having a set for Zeldris because he's such a good PvE unit, right? He's also used for Hell Demon, so Crimson. What about counter teams? You know, yeah, since we're talking about his team, let's also talk about his counter teams, right? So the main counter team you're going to be seeing, because Sariel, right? Of course, a lot of people, I've seen some people say that Sariel kills him. Yes, Sariel can kill him, but not turn 1. That's the problem, because turn 1, Meliodas gets an ult, right? And you can't kill him turn 1 with Sariel because you have to get insane amounts of luck to where you get card draw that combines cards. Like, you gotta have Meliodas and Sariel on the left, combine cards or rank up those cards and kill them. Because you gotta kill both Melascula and you gotta kill Meliodas at the same exact time. You gotta kill both of them, right? So, Sariel could be kind of just not really answer right now. His counter on GP is the 1 because the 1 does just so much damage. Is that with like a level 2 card, you just destroy Melascula and then you destroy Assault Mode. So, the 1's usually the counter we have. But we don't usually see Lost Vein that much anymore on GP. So, what I'm thinking on Global is that, I don't know, I have to test it out myself, is that you're going to see Assault Mode Meliodas versus Lost Vein Meliodas. Lost Vein ult rush, I mean, it depends on who goes first, right? Because if you go first, Lost Vein ult rush, I'm positively sure you're going to kill. But at the same time, I think it's going to require you to have a high amount of Lost Vein ult level, maybe like 3 or more. Because, I mean, level 2 and under does a lot of damage, but you need a lot of cards. You need some cards in your hand for that. While level 3 and higher does a lot of damage by itself, base. We'll just have to see. So I'm thinking basically, you know, the Lost Vein Liz team, the Green Gother. That's probably the main team you're going to see countering it until the 1 releases, which I hope they actually wait to release the 1 until the anniversary. But with Assault Mode releasing now, I don't know when units are releasing. I have no idea. I have no schedule at all in my mind of what they could be doing. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, you know, do all that good stuff, turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!